Good evening. This is Michelle Rockholtz, and I am making a video about Michelle Obama's posterior. Um, I read this article this afternoon, and all I could think was, of course, they are commenting on her body. When she was the first lady, that seems like that's all they ever did. Between being an African American woman and being a woman in a public area, they couldn't debate her ideas. And I think that's what really always irritated me about those sort of articles. Is it a terrible thing to feed children in schools good food? It really isn't. When Michelle Obama was the first lady and she had the school food initiative, my kids would eat fruits and vegetables at school that we didn't have at home often. So my children have literally come home and said, "Mom, can we have Brussels sprouts? I like Brussels sprouts." And I'm like, "Where did you have Brussels sprouts?" "Oh, at school. We had them at school." How is that a bad thing that children are eating Brussels sprouts? So they couldn't really disagree with her ideas. They could only disagree with the way she looked. How can she tell us how to eat when she has a pronounced exterior or posterior? I'm sorry. Michelle Obama, I think we all remember, she had an amazing figure, which has nothing to do with anything. They couldn't debate her ideas, so instead they attacked her looks, which, I mean, for me, a lot of that also I do believe was racism. The article pointed out it was white people making the comments. Another video that I looked at this afternoon pointed out that everybody, regardless of color, makes these comments about each other. And it's unkind, of course, but the fact is that it is racist because there are things about the bodies of different races that have already been pointed out. I mean, in the past, the larger posteriors were used to sexualize and objectify African American women. So we spend, as a culture, so much time trying to make sure that African American women, are seen and not heard, that when they do say something, when they dare to speak up, then suddenly we have this idea that, well, they're doing something wrong because of the way they're being seen. So, um, in a lot of ways, I did agree with the article because I lived through uh, President Obama's presidency, and I, remember that pretty well. Probably a little older than some of the other people in the class, so um, I voted for him twice. And I thought Michelle Obama was incredibly classy, intelligent, brilliant. They're just There really isn't anything unkind to say about her, and I felt that the article pointed out that people were trying to find ways to reduce her from what she really was, which was an amazing woman, to she's unimportant because her butt is too big, or some nonsense like that. Um, Professor, you did mention in your email that you would like to know how this article and Foucault's femininity tied into each other. I think that's how women are supposed to be seen and not heard, like a Victorian child. Maybe it's sort of the infantilization that women went through, where they were called girls, even though they were obviously full grown adults, so that it was clear that their opinions were not valued or interested, or that anybody was interested in their opinions. Um, it's really just hand in hand. Michelle Obama did not step back. She did not fade back into the shadows and the silence and stand beside her or behind her husband. She was beside him. She was working hard. She was trying to make a difference in the United States and in the world and in children's lives. And for that, she was punished by people saying that she was ugly or that she was somehow fat. I can't. I got nothing for that. That was ridiculous. That woman was gorgeous, is gorgeous. I just don't see her on TV anymore. Anyway, so I'm going to wrap it up with my Michelle Obama Love Fest. Um, Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my video. Have a wonderful week.